I'm Ree, and this is your weekly report of shit I see on the internet. Miss South Africa is standing 10 toes down behind the very controversial contestant who shan't be named because it triggers people. A video of her has been circulating on the socials. It has people livid. You can call me xenophobic, I don't care, but I really feel like it makes sense for someone who's ethnically South African to compete. You know what I mean? Well, not ethnically South African to compete, ethnically South African to win. You know, I don't want her to win. It's okay if she competes. I just don't want her to win because you can't convince me that it makes sense for someone who doesn't even speak one official language to represent a nation of people who speaks 11 official languages, excluding sign language, of course. Yes, she's South African by nationality, but her heritage is not of this country. And I'm pretty sure she knows more about her ethnic heritage than her national heritage. She probably lives in this country out of convenience. We don't know. Just like how I want to leave SA and go live in a country somewhere in Europe, and if I were to decide to have kids, they would be European by nationality, but would know everything there is to know about the South African heritage, and would probably celebrate South African holidays in a European country. Why? Because it's part of their heritage. They're South African, you know? She knows about the history there is to know about this country because it's taught in history class and it's essential for anyone who resides in this country to know. But I'm pretty sure she hasn't looked an elder in the eye and experienced those emotions through their eyes, you know, the riots and apartheid and stuff. That's all I have to say about this topic. Speaking about discrimination, PHSG has been in some heat this past week. Are we shocked? No. This is 2016 all over again. A matric pupil from Pretoria High School for girls was suspended on Wednesday after being seen making statements with racial undertones in a video that has gone viral on social media. It is said that the pupil recorded this video in February of 2024 and that the SGB, school governing body, which suspended the student, will also initiate formal disciplinary process in due course. I'm ashamed to say I went to the school. I've done my bid at this academic penitentiary. Let me tell you exactly what's going to happen. In 2 weeks' time, everyone will forget about this. Not the students that go to that school, of course. That kind of tension lurks there forever. Everyone will forget about this. The school principal will resume her responsibilities at the school. They'll probably come out with a new code of conduct in about a year. Well, new in quotation marks because it's the exact same code of conduct with different fucking adjectives. And they'll continue to police young black girls because they kind of have a king for it. Absolutely nothing will change. I feel like shut the whole school down. Like shut it down. Shut the whole school down. It must close. We're tired. Speaking of dying, get it? Because I wasn't speaking of dying. South African rapper L.E.S has suffered a stroke. Fortunately, he's still alive, but his family cannot finance his medical bills and ask the public for donations. His family said that the rapper suffered a stroke on his 39th birthday, which led to him missing his celebration party and ending up in hospital. A source revealed that he was moved to a public hospital and apparently half of his face is affected and he can't speak. Does anyone feel like it's like stroke season now? Because I've recently had a family member suffer a stroke and it's quite sad to witness. I just feel like everyone is having a stroke. Does anyone feel like everyone's having a stroke? I don't know, let me know. Anyway, that's the end of the news segment. Don't forget to remind Nicki Minaj to drop the tour dates for SA because I'm still waiting. I'm waiting to drop a bag on those tickets. I want pit tickets. Does Nicki Minaj even have a pit? I've never been to her. Anyway. Something stuff, guys. I'm Ree and I have a podcast. I forgot to say this last episode. Hey, I forgot to say something and stuff, guys. And that's an iconic intro. How can I fucking forget to say something and stuff, guys? Like, hello. Anyway, it's the end of the week and like always, I feel like giving up. Obviously, I don't feel like dying because I'm not suicidal, nor am I depressed anymore. But I just feel like giving up on my career, if I even have one. Just like giving up. Like, I just feel like I should just stop. Just delete all social media. Like my account, not the app. Like just the whole account. Just let it go, all of them, and just disappear. But then, how the fuck am I gonna make money? Because Lord knows I have a dirty digital footprint, and no one's gonna hire me. And I also do not wanna work a 9 to 5. No shade to people that work 9 to 5s. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's never been for me. Yeah, guys. Hey, so during this past week, I've come to realize one thing. I'm smarter than the average 20-something-year-old. Oh my god, no, I am better than y'all. Like, listen to me. The average 20-something-year-old has they've spent all their 20s making all these meaningless memories, drinking, doing things that might fucking ruin their lives, getting pregnant, getting with boys that give them STDs and STIs and this and that. I feel like I'm smarter than the average 20-something-year-old because I was having a conversation with a bunch of 20-something-year-olds, a group of them, and none of them said one smart thing or anything like that's engaging, or anything that like catches my attention. Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Have you ever sat with a group of people and felt like your spirit is getting attacked? Like, have you ever sat with a certain group of people and like instead of like at the end of the hangout session, instead of feeling like, hey, we should do this again, you're like, oh my god, I'm glad that's over. That was me this past week. I was like, oh my god, I genuinely do not like these people. I realized these people, it's not that they don't like me, I just don't like them. Quite sad to witness, to be honest. Quite sad to feel also. I'm not wearing socks and I'm feeling so fucking cold right now. I don't know why the weather's like this, and I don't know why ke forstela, but I did my work, so I'm gonna submit. Like I did my work, so I just have to. Here's my shit, and then come back and then take a long ass nap, cause I'm tired. It's the end of the week. Friday. Let's get it, yay. I'm sick and tired of everyone's bullshit. Like, oh, I'm tired. Anyway, some good news. Uncle Waffles followed me back on TikTok. Yay! She started commenting on my videos like since last year, like right before I went viral. Went viral on a random fucking morning in November. I didn't like the fact that I went viral here because I was crying on the internet. It's not cute. It is not cute. Anyway, she followed me back. I'm kind of excited. Well, I wasn't excited when I found out because this certain group of people pissed me off. Matter of fact, let me tell you something. Let me give you a story time. So I'm chilling with this group of people. These are not the usual people I chill with in my class group. I don't even engage with them or have like conversations with them, like at least long conversations with them. I just never do because they never say anything smart. They never say anything like that I feel like, oh my god, this is worth my time. No, so I never hang out around them. So this particular day, one of them asked me to buy them food. I'm like, alright, cool. I don't have a problem. If you ask me to buy food, I'll never say no. I buy food. Cool. As we're waiting for the food, they order pipe. Hably. And then Sharp, after getting his food, he's like, hey, come sit here. And then one of his friends is like, hey, come sit next to me. I'm like, okay, cool. I sit next to him. I was talking. I get to the conversation here. What's your type? If you how we got there, I don't know. But like, oh my god, what's your type? I tell them my type. I don't like young men. Everybody knows this. It's not, I don't have daddy issues. I'm on good terms with my dad. He's a great dad. He provides for me and stuff. Like, I don't I don't feel like I like old men because, of daddy issues. I don't date them now in my 20s. I just feel like that's damaging. If you feel like you're attracted to older men, just start dating in your 30s, love. And like leave them alone in your 20s because those people ruin lives. Anyway, they know I like older men. I don't like younger men. Anyway, this particular guy that asked me to sit next to him, I'm like, what's your type? He's like, oh, I like women with big tits. Or whatever. Well, his friend's sick and that. I'm like, what are you going to do about that since I'm getting rid of mine? Anyway, we flirt a lot. Like an insane amount. We flirt a lot, but nothing will ever happen in between us because, first of all, he's young. He's younger than me. I turned 21. He's younger than me. What? He just became legal. Well, he just turned 19. I'm like, nah. We flirt a lot, whatever. He's like, oh, I like girls with big tits. I'm like, ugh, you're joking. And then he's like, no, I'm not. Us everyone, anyway. His friend's sick and that and stuff. And then we're having our little conversations this side. I don't know what we were talking about. We were still talking about types and stuff and just idiotic shit. And then, I don't know how the conversation got to threesomes. But then they asked me, they're like, hey, would you ever do a threesome? I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah. One of these stupid friends was like, oh, last year you were lesbian. I was like, you don't know me well enough to make like that assumption. He's like, no, you told me you were lesbian. I'm like, I didn't say that. You naturally assumed. You told me I was lesbian. You were telling me that I was lesbian. I said I fucked girls. That's exactly what I said. All you heard from that is that, oh, she might be lesbian. She's lesbian. That's all you heard. I said I fuck girls. I like girls too. You thought I was saying I was lesbian. No, I didn't say that. You don't know me well enough to make assumptions about my sexuality, assumptions about my looks, any assumptions about me. Just don't make them because you don't know me well enough. He's like, I'm like, no, I'm not bisexual. I don't want to put a label on it. I just like girls and I like boys and I like human beings and I like the gays and I like everyone. I like people. I like what I like. I like whoever likes me. And then he's like, oh yeah, I don't know what he said after that. Some idiotic shit. He walked away. Cool. And then I don't know how the conversation got to like, because, now everyone knows I'm gay. I don't know how the conversation got to threesomes. They asked me, he's like, hey, would you ever do a threesome? I'm like, yeah. They're like, what kind? I'm like, I'm actually like, I don't care. 2 boys, 2 girls. I do a threesome, It doesn't matter. And then, have you ever like, when a certain group of people asks you questions and then when you give them an answer, they start laughing or making like snarky remarks on the side or like start dapping each other up, like, as if it's like an inside joke, as if I'm always the topic of discussion here, I'm like, this is a little bit childish. It's giving high school. I feel like we're all adults here. Well, they're not adults, guys. I'm older than them. But like, I feel like we shouldn't be acting like this. Do you get what I'm saying? This is not our first year in varsity. It's not my second year in varsity, it's their second year in varsity. I'm like, I feel like we should move past stupid ass shit. Anyway, they start making their own inside jokes or whatever. Sharpo. It ends, we all go to class. Next day, oh yeah, I'm pissed. For the rest of the day, I'm pissed. I'm like, I don't know what I should do to cheer myself up. I'm finna go, and I had plans to study that day. I'll probably get some ice cream, maybe get some cake. My friend Lou's like, hey, if you get some cake, please get some for me too, because I really want some cake. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, right now to cheer myself up. Anyway, I get back to Ray's. I take a long ass nap. Around 8 o'clock, my mom calls. She's like, hey, I tell her everything, I'm like, Ma, have you ever engaged with a man and realized how dumb he is? And it's not like only men, like this certain guy will say disparaging things about women and then laugh. Like, no, you're not a comedic genius. I am. I'm hilarious. You're not. I'm like, is this dumb people funny? Because I feel like I'm not dumb people funny, which is why dumb people will always find me annoying. Always, always, always. People who hate me are stupid. I've never met someone who hates me and was like smart or smarter than me, at least. No, I feel like I'm not dumb people funny and I'm not dumb people serious. I'm not on the same intellectual level as these people who find me annoying. I'm definitely better than you. People who find me annoying are never better than me. Never. Never. We're not on the same level. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm like, is this dumb people funny? Because I'm hilarious. I'm a comedic genius. I make people laugh all the fucking time. He makes people laugh by at the expense of other people. I'm like, that's not funny. It's giving. Who's that guy who was cancelled at the beginning of the year? Matt Rife. It's really giving him. It's giving him, beauty with no brains. He's not even hot. He just has a six-pack. I think that's about it. That's the only thing he has to offer. Otherwise, hana for God. How good this is. So Shabu, I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm telling her everything. I'm a little bit pissed. I go to sleep. Oh, I started watching You that day. By the way, I just wanted to say Joe Goldberg can do no wrong in my eye. I watched season 1 I'm done with season 1. I'm on season 2 now. I just feel like the girl in season 1 deserved to die because I didn't like her anyway. Like, I found her, she was a whore. I don't like hoes. I'm a hoe. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a hoe, but like, I like to think I'm a hoe, but I'm not a hoe, but like, she was a hoe. Like, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna feel sorry if she dies. If Joe kills her, I'm just really not gonna feel sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. He can do no wrong in my eyes. I just feel like I need someone who's like that obsessed with me, but like not willing to kill like my friends who I'm always gonna put my friends first over a significant other. I don't find it. I don't like it when girls put their boyfriends, choose their boyfriends over their friends. I'm like, we were here before him, and after he fucking fucks you up, he fucks up your mental and gives you anxiety and depression, who's gonna be here? You're gonna be here telling us about how your therapist was like, oh my God, I went to therapy today and this and that. He's not gonna be there to see you go to therapy after all the damage he's done. It's gonna be me. I just feel like you should put me above him, because he's a man. Men are replaceable. They're disposable. Come on, be so fucking for real. Anyway, so I started watching You. I finished watching You. I went to sleep. Next day in the morning, I get a hi. I was like, hi. This guy who thinks he's a comedic genius from this specific group. He's like, hi. I respond. I'm like, hi. I'm like, this might be about school because, people be clueless. I'm like, hi, how are you? He's like, I'm alright. About the threesome, were you serious? In my head, I'm like, should I respond? Should I not? I didn't respond. I'm like, should I ask him what he means by that? I'm like, no, I know what he means because he doesn't like to think further than, it's not like he's like, we're having a conversation about sex that's very like, not, I'm very comfortable about talking about sex. Everybody knows this. When I talk about sex, it's very non-sexual. That's because us talking about favorite positions and, coming and this and that doesn't turn me on. A smart man turns me on. Just say smart shit to me and already like I'm turned on. But like me speaking about sex doesn't turn me on. People know this. So when I speak about sex and I'm like, hey, can I see your penis? I'm not saying I want to touch it or lick it in a very like inappropriate manner. Like, no, I'm very fascinated about penises. I find them fascinating. Okay, I find vaginas fascinating. I just find sex fascinating. It's so fascinating. Does nobody just like think about sex as like a weird concept? It's so weird. So I'm very comfortable speaking about sex, okay? Anyway, so I'm like, nah, I don't think he's like those type of people who are like very comfortable, because every time he speaks about sex, it's like always in a very childish manner, I'm like, ugh, let me ignore him, Anyway, we go to class. I show one of my friends. I'm like, hey, look at this. He's like, that's wild. I'm like, it's undermining. Because I know how he means this message. It's so disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. He's like, oh yeah, I text one of his dogs, his friends. I'm like, hey, tell so-and-so to come to class tomorrow. I need to have a word with him. One trial. Wangtella, actually, verbatim, that's what I said. 2 minutes later, he texts me. He's like, hey, why did you tell so-and-so to tell me to come to class? You know, you can tell me directly. I don't like... Oh, yeah, you can tell me directly. I'm like, you know, I thought it was an act, but then I realized you're actually dumb. That's exactly what I said. Thought you were acting. I thought it was a joke, but like, you're really stupid. You ever just like talk to someone or argue with them? You know, when you argue with someone, you can tell how this argument is gonna go, or you can tell the intelligence level. Oh yeah, nah. How no intelligence fuck what? I'm like, I thought, like, I really like I thought you were joking, but you're actually dumb, which is like quite sad. Anyway, he's like, oh, it's okay, girl, if you think I'm dumb. I just thought it, like, I didn't like the fact that you were asking about me about so and so. I was like, hey, 42,799 rands. That's how much I paid for this phone. It didn't come from your pocket, so you're not gonna tell me who to text and who not to text. My phone yaka, you know, it more. Like, I was gonna cuss him the fuck out, but I left it right there. And then he's like, we left it at that. I'm hoping to see him today. I'm not gonna give him the time of day because on my phone he's saved as the headstone emoji. You see, headstone emoji, tombstone. Mabita. I send him to the graveyard because he's dead, and I don't speak to ghosts because I'm not schizophrenic and I'm not crazy. Only crazy people speak to ghosts. I don't speak to ghosts, so headstone. I'm always gonna. Every time I see his face, I'm just headstone emoji, headstone emoji. Anyway, yeah, that was that. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I was mad as fuck the whole day of that day. Didn't do anything. I didn't do anything yesterday either, so anyway, there's a bitch right now who's about to cut her friends and family off because a man told her to. You're gonna let a man isolate you from all the good things that have ever happened to you in your life because he told you to? That's how you die. Do you know how pathetic it is to die from the hands of a man? That's pathetic. That's not an epic way to go. Please don't. He's about to kill you. That's a sign. That's a flag. That's a red flag. He's gonna kill you. If he tells you to cut your friends off, he's gonna kill you. He's a serial killer. That is a serial killer. Okay? Lose the dead weight, love. You don't need a man who's gonna tell you who to talk to and who not to talk to. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Yeah. I just wanted to say that because that was on my mind for quite some time. Guys, yesterday I was on live last night, and I was like, you know, if I say, because people don't take me seriously when I say some real shit. Like, there's someone watching this right now, listening to this episode right now, who hasn't taken anything I've said this past 20 minutes seriously. Absolutely nothing, because I'm funny, and people don't take funny people seriously. And the other day I watched a TikTok saying, when funny people get angry, everyone wants to get like offended or mad or this and that. Like, no, we're really angry, like rekwatile, and we've tried to bring it up in a very like subtle manner, but people don't understand subtle. People are not subtle because people are stupid, remember? Anyway, and I feel like I should like just disappear off of social media because y'all don't take me seriously. Like, if I said some real shit right now, would you take me seriously? Comment down below. Would you take me seriously if I said some real shit right fucking now? I just feel like no one takes me seriously. Like, no one takes me seriously. Except my parents. I love them. They take me seriously. And my siblings, they take me seriously. They know when I'm serious. You know, because they live in the same house as me. But I feel like if, like, people don't take me seriously. Why? Because people don't respect funny people. Which is, like, quite sad. Alone at the edge of the universe. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but like I have it written right there under the Sunday block because I do nothing on Sundays. So Sundays, I don't necessarily feel lonely. No, pretty girls don't feel lonely, but like alone at the edge of the universe. I just realized a long time ago that it's just me versus the whole world. I also feel like everyone's out to get me, but that's because people have been out to get me, so I gotta stay careful. You can never be too careful these days. I hope you guys enjoyed the ep. I just sat here and I yapped for yet another episode, yet another week. Nothing has changed. I wanted to add another segment, but I'm not gonna do it today. It's called WWRD. What would Ritu do? And basically, I read out scenarios from people that I've gotten from my DMs or I've seen on social media, and I would tell you exactly what I would do. I feel like people should think like me. The world would be like such a better place if people thought like me and had the same thought process. We'd all be crazy, but like that's okay. People are crazy anyway, so be crazy and achieve things. That's better. Be crazy and pretty and smart and achieve things, right? I just feel like that makes up for it. And also I can afford my mental state, so I quite literally do not care about it. But like I said eps ago, I'm not depressed anymore. How did I know I'm not depressed anymore? I don't know, but like I'm not depressed anymore. I'll explain later next episode. Love you guys. Bye.